Good morning, boys and girls. This is Miss Griffith again, and today I want to talk about some indoor coloring. I know it's been a lot of fun playing outside, that everyone has had a chance to go outside and be out in this wonderful weather, but sometimes that's not possible. Either you have to be outside with someone because you're not allowed to play outside by yourself, or like later this afternoon it's supposed to thunder shower. So I want to show you a couple of coloring things and techniques and drawings that you can do for yourself at home. I'm going to start with an actual coloring page and talk about the different techniques of adding color and doing complementary colors and contrasting colors. Then I'm going to go over and I'm going to actually take a blank piece of paper and do a couple of different coloring and drawing things that are just freehand. I have colored pens, I have markers, I have colored pencils. You can use whatever you have. Get crayons if you need to. Anything you like to use that is your favorite thing to use. Personally, my favorite is colored pencils. So, here we go. So, I'm going to take this page, which I don't know what you think of it, but I think it looks like the tail of a mermaid. So, I'm going to do some fantastic mermaid-like colors, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take blue and pink and purple. Now, if you listen to Mrs. Kolb, and you should because she is very good at art, we've got two complementary colors and one contrasting color. Blue and purple are both cool colors, so they're on the same color spectrum. They're the cool colors. Pink is related to red. So this would be considered a warm color. So two complementing cool colors and then one contrasting warm color. So we're going to use those in our picture. And I'm also going to mix it up a little bit because I'm going to use both colored pencil and marker. Now that I've had practice with colors and coloring and staying in the lines, I'm going to move on to doing a freehand drawing. This one, you can do absolutely anything you want, but for this one, I'm going to focus a little bit on doing roses because for me, they're fairly easy to do. Let me show you how I do it. To make a rose, I'm going to start with the letter E. I make my E, close Uncle Dan's eyes, for those in Mrs. Fix's class remember, come around his head, and then it looks like I'm going to finish it, but instead of coming under, I'm just going to come kind of at a curve and I'm going to come down. Now that I've got the beginning of my rose, I'm just going to make wavy lines and just fill in all the parts, all the rest of the petals of the rose. So now I can work on coloring it. And this is one of the ways that you can get really creative. In the other picture, my focus was mostly on the cool colors with only a little bit of contrasting pink. This time, I'm going to focus mostly on warm colors using red and yellow. Now when you're doing this, always start with your lighter color first because you can always make something look darker by making the color deeper or by adding black. But once you've got the black on there, it's really hard to make it lighter. So I'm just going to take the whole thing and start with yellow. Now that my yellow is in, I'm going to take my red and just go along the outline of the rose. I like to do roses because they're easiest, but use your imagination. This is the ability to do anything in the world. That's why I love drawing and coloring so much, is because everything is possible. And if you like, you can even use books that teach you how to do specific things. Like there's books on how to draw horses and dogs and cats and dinosaurs and all sorts of really cool things. So if you have those, you might want to get them out and use them, or you can just use your imagination. The last thing I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you how to do an individual piece that uses all the same color but in different shades. So I'm back with my blank piece of paper, and I'm just going to start by making a leaf. Now that I have my leaf, I'm just going to add lines until the leaf is all filled in with different lines. Now that the leaf is ready, I'm going to use different colors of green to fill in the little pieces so that you can see they're all the same green, but they're not all the same shade of green. And you'll get to see how it ends up looking in the end. So as you can see, these are all shades of green, but they're not all the same. And that's the beauty about colors. You have all these different colors that you can use. So grab your favorite coloring sheet, print one off the internet, or just grab a piece of paper. Be creative, be imaginative, and most of all, have fun.